The Great Pyramid of Giza has been standing for 4,500 years. In that time it has been climbed, measured, mapped, blasted open by medieval caliphs, explored by Napoleon scientists, and studied by every generation of archaeologists since. We thought we knew what was inside. We were wrong. 3 years ago, a robot the size of a shoebox crawled through a crack in the pyramid's north face. A crack 6 millimeters wide, smaller than a pencil, and found something that nobody knew was there. A corridor, 30 meters long, sealed stone ceiling, gabled vault, and at the end of it, a door. A stone door that has not been opened since the workers who built this pyramid sealed it and walked away for the last time around 2560 BC. The world's most famous Egyptologist, Zahi Hawass, stood at a podium in late 2025 and said 4 words that have not been said about the Great Pyramid in over 100 years. We are going in. The Great Pyramid is not a mystery in the way people usually mean that word. We know who built it. Pharaoh Khufu, 4th dynasty, Old Kingdom, around 2560 BC. We have found the workers' villages. We have found their payroll records. We have found their graffiti on the stones inside. We know they worked in teams with names like Friends of Khufu and Drunkards of Menkaure. We know they were paid in bread and beer. We know they were not slaves. What we do not know is what is inside. Not completely. The pyramid has 3 known chambers. The subterranean chamber, carved into the bedrock below the pyramid, unfinished, purpose unknown. The Queen's chamber, misnamed by Arab explorers, probably never held a queen. And the King's chamber, where the granite sarcophagus sits, empty, as it has been empty since at least 832 AD when the first recorded break-in happened. No mummy, no treasure, no explanation for where Khufu's body went. For 4,500 years, that emptiness has been the central mystery of the ancient world. In 2015, a project called Scan Pyramids began doing something nobody had done before. Instead of digging, instead of drilling, instead of any physical intrusion at all, they aimed particle detectors at the pyramid and waited. They were using muons, subatomic particles that rain down from the upper atmosphere constantly, pass through solid rock the way X-rays pass through flesh, and get absorbed slightly more by dense material than by empty space. By measuring which muons made it through the pyramid and which didn't, they could map what was solid and what was empty inside without touching a single stone. In 2017, they found something above the Grand Gallery. A void, at least 30 meters long, 8 meters high, running directly above one of the pyramid's most architecturally complex spaces. 3 independent teams, 3 different detection technologies, all finding the same void in the same location. They called it the Big Void, and they had no idea what it was. Then in 2023, the same team found something smaller and more precise. Right behind the chevron-shaped stones above the pyramid's original entrance, a second anomaly. Smaller, tighter, but clearly there. They drilled a hole 6 millimeters wide, the absolute minimum, and inserted a camera attached to a flexible snake robot from Waseda University in Japan. For the first time in nearly 5,000 years, a camera entered a space that human eyes had never seen. What it showed was a corridor, clean stone walls, a gabled ceiling, the same corbelled construction technique used in the Grand Gallery. The floor covered in fine white sand, undisturbed since the workers who laid it walked out for the last time. And at the far end, a door, a sealed stone door. Hawass looked at the footage and said, "This is not a structural chamber. This leads somewhere." Here is where the story becomes something else entirely. Because the last time a sealed chamber was found in an Egyptian royal monument was 1922. Howard Carter, Valley of the Kings. A sealed door with intact plastered seals that had not been broken in 3,000 years. Behind that door was Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was a minor pharaoh, a teenage boy who ruled for less than 10 years and died young. His tomb had been looted in antiquity and resealed. What survived was still the most extraordinary archaeological discovery in human history. Khufu was not a minor pharaoh. Khufu built the largest structure in human history. He ruled for over 20 years. He commanded resources that no other ruler of his era could approach. His burial would have been the most elaborate, the most protected, the most concealed of any pharaoh who ever lived. And we have never found it. The granite sarcophagus in the king's chamber is too large to have been brought in after construction. It was placed during building. The chamber was built around it. And yet it is empty. and has been empty as far back as we have any record. So where is Khufu? Hawass believes the answer is behind that door. The announcement is coming in 2026. Not a press conference, not a live stream. An exhaustive scientific review followed by a public unveiling. The kind of announcement that takes years of preparation because what comes after it cannot be undone. Hawass himself has said, "I believe something very important is hidden under this corridor." He has spent 50 years excavating Egypt. He does not say things like that lightly. The robots have already been inside. The cameras have already seen what is there. The scientists already know what the door leads to. We are waiting for them to tell us. That wait ends this year. Here is what I keep coming back to. The pyramid has been standing for 4,500 years. In that time, the Roman Empire rose and fell. Christianity and Islam were born. The Renaissance happened. The Industrial Revolution happened. 2 world wars happened. We landed on the moon. We mapped the human genome. We built the internet. And all that time, through all of that, a corridor with a stone floor covered in white sand was sitting in the dark inside that pyramid, completely undisturbed, waiting. The people who built it are gone. Their language is reconstructed from fragments. Their world is gone so completely that we argue about basic facts of how they lived. But the corridor is still there. The door is still there. The sand on the floor still holds the shape it settled into the last time human feet disturbed it, 45 centuries ago. Whatever is behind that door has been waiting longer than most civilizations have existed. This year, we find out.